Good morning, traders, and welcome to the Forex Weekly Outlook and Setups, episode 1. I'm going to try to do this weekly as well. I think it will be beneficial for me as well as for you to get this weekly Forex Weekly Outlook and Setups to you each Saturday or Sunday over the weekends. I'll be primarily focusing on GU, Euro dollar, and Aussie dollar, and I do think that this will be helpful for me and for you. So let's jump right into it. Going to try to keep it short and sweet and get right to the point and get the message across, get the analysis across. So if this is something that you want to see more of, comment down below and let me know. Also, remember to like and subscribe. Let's have a look. Starting on GU on the daily. I'm just going to do daily and 4 hour most of the time. So in this case, we have price now here on the daily. And we need to identify where does price react off of. First of all, we see price reacted off of the daily supply, and we can see that price reacted off of it, and now we're looking for price to return to demand, and we can see price, we have this daily demand level down here below as well. And we also have very nice imbalance here as well. Just want to change this to a normal line like this. Take this away. Why do we have an arrow here now? Normal. Good. Okay, so we have imbalance here as well. Reacted off the supply, probably on our way to the demand, but before we get there, we could potentially see some price action in going both ways. So we have this previous low. So in my opinion, we could potentially see first a sweep of this low, a pullback, and then a continuation down into this daily demand. I don't think necessarily we will automatically just jump into the demand. We'll obviously see price moving up and down. As we all know, price does not move in a linear line. We do move more exponentially, if that makes sense. So on the daily, this is what I have, expecting price to potentially make a sweep, come up higher, and then go down lower. I think we spent quite some time in this level of supply order block. So not exactly sure. I don't think we will go all the way back up yet. I think we have more downside potential. It's cleaner towards the downside currently. So that is the daily. So let's quickly have a look at the 4 hour. It's also interesting. We can potentially see some things here. So we have this 4 hour supply, sorry, demand. That's 4H. No. Let's type in here text 4H demand, which is an interesting level. So it will add confidence to this level, to the idea that we sweep this low to the left. So we potentially see price sweep this low, tap into the 4 hour, make a pullback towards the supply, and then first see the move towards the downside. This is just a scenario, not necessarily that it's going to happen, but it's something that we can look at. We can probably refine this on the 1 hour even more, but we have this 4 hour supply level, and this is potentially where we can be looking for that sells. So on the 4 hour level, this is then where I'm looking at what I'm potentially looking at. We just add this post-it notes. We can say buys in here and sells. Yeah, so when price gets here, we can probably just add some notes to this as we go along and make it more thorough, and just for ourselves, that we can really just be aware of where we are, where we're trading to, and so if we just look at the most current swing high and low, we have this low and this high, and we can see that we are trading currently in this range. We're trading in the discount, so buys is valid in here. Any buys is valid in this zone, and sells would be valid in this zone, as long as we keep within this high and this low. That is the main range, main swing points that we have to work with, seeing potential buys and sells in those areas. So that's it for GU currently. Let's look at euro dollar. Let's go to euro dollar. So let's look at the daily again. So first of all, we need to see where we reacted off of and where are we going to. That's the first question you need to ask yourself on the daily. Where did we come from and where are we going? So we can see that we had this previous high, we tapped into it and we see a good rejection. So maybe in the future, yes, we have equal highs, the price could see a reaction over there in the future. But currently we need to see where we are going. So we've tapped into this previous high, that is our liquidity area. And then potentially where we could be going is this order block on the downside, which is then our daily demand. And we also have, let me see, imbalance in this area, kind of tapping into that daily imbalance right now. So potentially we could be looking for a buy situation, buy scenario in here. Just putting that out there. And then we have towards the upside again, imbalance over there. And we have a area of our area of supply, which is probably be then our daily supply. So then we have our daily supply there as well. And then the general idea for me would be on a daily would be for price to either we will make a short pullback and then continue down and then return to this area, and then we'll see where to from next. But if we look at the 4 hour, we can see, let's see, we have this area here as well, which price could return to. It's unlikely, I think, that price would, after this big push down, just start to return early in the week. I think it's more likely that we might see a smaller pullback, and then a continuation down into this area down here, and then a retracement or next move towards the upside. So those are the areas where I'm looking for buys in here, but possibly we could refine this zone towards those two down candles, and then we have some imbalance there as well. But currently this is an area where I'd look for buys, and these two areas we'll be looking for sells. So that's currently the view, guys. In the next Tuesday outlook and setups, we probably have a better refinement of what happened during Monday and Sunday and Monday, and then we will probably be able to get a better idea of what's going on. Guys, if you like this type of videos and if you enjoy it, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below, and if you find it helpful. And I think it's a good way you can watch it, compare it to your own analysis and this type of thing. So this is then our 4 hour view on euro dollar. Potentially, I think price would still be moving a bit more towards the downside early in the week, and then probably you can see price making retracement. So we'd be looking for buys and sells in both scenarios. So let's jump to the daily again, and then we look at Aussie dollar. First of all, I want to show you, this is very nice on the Aussie dollar. Look at this. Remember, I've been saying this a lot. When we have a low, we sweep it, we break structure. We're looking for price to return to the order block and continue up higher. And we might have that in this case, a break of structure, a sweep, and a potential return to an order block. Look at that. So we have here the sweep, we have the structure break, and then potentially price is returning to a daily demand area. Guys, another thing, if you want me to do more videos on supply and demand, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts about it, and then I could potentially be making a few more videos on that as well. Okay, so we returning down to this demand. So we have that pattern in play. Currently, we did react off of this area of supply. So we did see the reaction. Let's just put that in daily supply. We did react off of that daily supply. We want to see now, what do we see on the lower time frame? So let's just jump to the 4-hour. Very nice. On the 4-hour, we have these two down candles, which could also be acting as 4-hour supply. 4-hour supply. And in this area, we have also, sorry guys, this is 4-hour demand. I'll mix them up. And then our 4-hour supply up here towards the upside. So now we have some of the zones marked out. So in the mentorship, we go into more detail and in much more in-depth analysis, but this is also how we start, and we just get our broad picture and broad analysis of where are we going on the high time, or what is the direction that we are heading. I like this area a lot because we have a previous low over there, liquidity over there, and liquidity. So there's like two stamps of liquidity, previous low and a order block zone, which is our demand because it's on the downside. And then we can also identify and see that we have very nice trend line liquidity in here, which is quite nice. We can see the liquidity resting above that high. So definitely a situation where we see price go lower, sweep this low into this area, and then see the structure shift in price going up higher. Structure shift is important. Change of character. The character of price needs to change towards the upside and not more towards the downside. But as you can see, we are currently trending towards the downside. We're just trending lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So in all honesty, we would just be continuing to follow the trend. Even if you just look at the 1 hour, there's very beautiful 1 hour order blocks, supply areas in here. So definitely just follow the trends, and we can still see price coming back up and then sell from this area, then go towards the downside. But on the higher time frame, where we are looking at it, the 4 hour, we're looking for price to go lower, potentially into this area, and then buying, see it go towards the upside. Even if we look at our swings from the low towards the high, we can see we're in the discounted area, which is good. And from here on, we will possibly moving back to the premium, and this would be my first target if we go all the way down. So if we just make it simple, something like this is what I'll be looking for on Aussie dollar 4 hour. Remember, many different opportunities on the lower time frames. You can take counter trend, pro trend. We can take all different kinds of setups. So guys, that is it from me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you loved looking at episode 1 of Forex Weekly, Outlook and Setups. We'll be back next weekend with the new one, episode 2. If you like this and you want to see more of it, please like, subscribe, put on the notification bell, and let me know in the comments if you like this setup. All right, guys, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Goodbye.